when I'm puffing on a potent, silent, but I stay strapped. Gave her wood, now she talking about family tree. You know it ain't that. Ain't got time for the bad bees, dog. I got money on mine. Watch my chain too long, have me nervous. I put money on your mind. The Cali be potent, that girl is a bogus. I can't risk my seed. My heart too low, took L's like fug. Big slime soon free. Had to drop cause the fans they keep asking. You drop trash, had the fans all laughing. Disappeared and I
gearbox, but you have to play good to enjoy it. The double mags, like the reliable hop, the reliable barrel, because the barrel in this fucking thing is amazing, bro. I'm telling you, amazing. But again, you have to play tactical. Don't get me wrong, it can keep up with it, but I wouldn't do that for 30 rounds. You kind of get what I'm trying to say. You'd make your gearbox events, you struggle, like take shot, pause. And why I say that is because I have a torque motor, not a high speed motor. If I had a high speed motor and an electric trigger unit, then yeah, I'd spam the hell out of that trigger, but there's just no point. I like tactical gameplay indoors. Switch sides, change the side of the rifle, switch to the other hand, take the shot from the angle he's moved, let's run to the other side, switch to the other hand. I like the ability to think in that kind of gameplay because it's so high speed. Do you get what I'm saying? But yeah, so that's semi, and then on auto you sound like something like this. Again, not the fastest, but I think I did it the other day and it was like, oh, I don't want to guess it wrong. I honestly don't want to guess it wrong. So at some point, remind me guys, I will do rates per second. But I remember doing the test and being like, oh, surprisingly that's more than I thought it would be, which is why I left it, because I feel like if I went for a high speed motor and not and lower, like a lower torque, the problem is it's like I would slap bare BBs over there, but on days that it's not full auto gameplay I would struggle because I'd have the torque. So yeah, I could shoot, but would I really hit anything? I've seen players like that, like they've got guns that shoot mad fast but they're really not hitting anything. Like even some of my friends that have cheap guns is dominating these niggas, and it's because their bullets are not making it either making it to them, or they're shooting so much that what they're doing is giving away their position, and all the person is doing is moving, adjusting, taking the shot, and you're out. Do you get what I'm saying? Like if you're trying to spam trigger on me, do you know what I'll do? I'll take shot, peek, like hide, peek, take another shot. So you see, you'd get annoyed because I'm keep on shooting at you but you can't hit me. Now you're thinking I'm gonna peek again, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna not peek, I'm gonna run across quickly while you're sitting there camp waiting, and then take a shot at you from a different angle. And this is why these men kept on losing. It's why I say always go talk, because you see, even the thing I'm saying about take a shot and then put, like, well, it's on auto, so give me one sec. But yeah, even the thing I was saying about take a shot, duck, take another shot, you see, because I've got the torque, each one of those shots is hitting exactly where I'm aiming. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And because I've got the lightness of the weapon, where you're struggling to fling your heavy gun, get it lined up, then you've got your heavy ass recoil and all these things on your gun, it's like your shots aren't really hitting directly. Me, from I line that up, my guy, exactly where I'm lining is where that BB is going. This is what one thing I really like about the G&G. It's why, like, some of my friends was like, why don't you do this, why don't you do that? I was like, this guy doesn't understand that his £800 gun I would not swap for this bad boy. I just feel like it's built for an experienced player. Somebody who plays good airsoft would love this gun. It's something I might even do, like do little link ups where I say to somebody like, use my gun for a game. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I just feel like anyone who plays good airsoft will really appreciate this gun, and because it's built, I feel like it's built solid. There's literally no shake on it. You see that shake that you're hearing is probably, what is that that's shaking? Okay, that's that, because that's open. But let me even take the mag out, and you see what I'm saying? Like there's literally, it's solid. It's not the most solid gun. I feel like my UTR is a bit more solid than this, but it's a proper solid build. Yeah, what is shaking? I feel like it's, yeah, so what you're hearing shake. So let me actually hold that and you'll see what I'm saying. It's solid, like it's actually solid. You know what I'm saying? It's solid. The only thing that's shaking is obviously my chamber, where that has to be quite loose for it to be reliable like that. Cause this one's actually better than my UTR. Like it's so slick. It's open in 0.5 seconds. My UTR takes about a minute. a minute. Man said a minute. Forgive me, a second. You know what I'm saying? Whereas it's literally 0.5, and your charging handle is so smooth. Like, it's so smooth. It's one thing I respect G&G for. The charging handle, if you upgrade the spring, because the spring in there's upgraded as well. If you upgrade the spring, yeah, they've got an amazing chamber. Probably one of the best I've seen. But you have to upgrade that spring to achieve that. The original one didn't operate as well. It was still good though, straight out of the box. It was still a decent. Yeah. So like I said, single and auto. And one thing I did like about this gearbox, it came with the flat trigger. It is a polymer flat trigger. I would have loved the metal one, but it works, man. Lovely little gun. Lovely little gun, I'm telling you. So yeah, and like, it would be nice to get feedback from you guys, what you guys rate this gun as. If I was to rate this gun myself, it is my gun from my stock, so I will probably be a bit biased when rating this gun. I know that. So if you guys hear a score and you're like, what the hell, then comment. But I'd probably rate this at 8.5. And I say that just because I feel like it's an affordable weapon that I haven't spent crazy ass money on. Because if I'm to be honest, I could have probably spent a bit more on this and got a slightly better outcome. But I just feel like I said, when I bring this gun out, I want this gun to remind me why I play Airsoft. Like, it's because you want to be a good player. You know what I'm saying? And this gun reminds me of that. I feel like my UTR, it makes me lazy. It's an amazing gun, but it makes me lazy because I know it can do things that other guns can't. I'm just sitting there, slap, 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 peek, slap, 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 peek, run to the corner, peek, slap. It's like I play so lazy. You'll see the gameplay when I play with UTR. I feel like this gun, when I play with the gameplay, I'm very tactical, maneuver, slide, duck, boom. But like, I just love the gameplay with this gun, and it's because it forces you to, it needs that out of you as a player. Whereas, like I said, I feel like my UTR, because it just does the damn thing, it just makes you lazy, innit? It makes you want to sit in a corner and just slap anyone who's running across. I feel like, yeah, that's actually a good point. My UTR gameplay is considerably slower, but that was the whole point, innit? To make a gun that could shoot very far or shoot further than this. So yeah, so that's the first one, guys. Did I actually take the battery out? I think I did. Okay, yeah, I did. Just wanted to make sure, 'cause I don't like to pack my gun away with the battery still active, 'cause that's how you damage your gun, damage your battery, and potentially start a house fire. But yeah, so that is Loadout 1. That's my indoor loadout. So CQB, if you see me at that place, that's probably what you're gonna be seeing. Now I'm gonna bring you to the outdoor bad boy, which currently is my favorite, but the G&G has a special place in my heart. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I battle at times if that is my favorite, and I still feel like, as much as I love the G&G, this is still my favorite just because it's just the best gun in my stock. Like, everything I own is the best gun in my stock, so how can you not make it your favorite? So again, finally I got upgraded to a hard case. I needed it, guys. Been talking about it forever. Plus I feel like when traveling, you just want your shit to be safe and secure. I can just chuck a lock on this box, fall asleep on the train, wrap the box between my legs, and if any nigga pulls up, bro, he ain't getting in the box, number one, because I'm the nigga that's key holding. And to be fair, I know the gun is secure. Like, unless you know what's in there, then you don't know what's in there, so you just walk past it untouched. You know what I'm saying? Unless I'm in my body gear and shit, then you're kind of like, yeah, I kind of know what's in that box. But yeah, I went for similar thing. Like, I went for the Dragon Ball Z aesthetic, so I've got quite a few characters on there, like Super Goku, yeah, like, you know what I'm trying to say? Whatever, like, my brain is tired, allow me. And then because this gun, I kind of went for, like, people know that I'm a God-fearing man and I believe in God, so I kind of wanted to have a comedic side and a talking point, like I said, on the field. So when people say, they're like, bro, oh, you believe in God, or oh, whatnot, and I want sometimes to be a laughing point, because you will meet people who don't believe in God, and that doesn't mean that we can't be friends. It just means that we have different viewpoints when it comes to religion, which is cool. Like, I got brethren who don't believe in God, and they respect me enough that they don't violate God around me, and it's the same. I respect them enough that I don't disrespect their thing around them and all these things. So yeah, it's kind of why I went for this little disappointment. All of you, just it's a comedic thing, innit? It's like I'm not being really serious, but at the same time, it's like it's something for us to talk about and laugh about. And then again, I went for like the Jesus with the bread on the table and the wine, and again more like a more softer feeling Jesus. Again, another talking point with something we can laugh about. And then obviously I got my other characters, Piccolo, rare. But yeah, man, again, just talking points because I grew up on this shit. This is shit that I actually have watched so many episodes of. This ain't my main shit that I watched. Like I said, I was more Sonic, man. But you know what I'm saying? It's cool. It's a cool aesthetic. It's something that I grew up on. It's something that I like. It's something that brings people together. So what we have is the UTR. I'm gonna start with the basics. So unlike my indoor, you see with my indoor, it's indoor innit, so you don't often have to use as much BBs. Well, for me at least, which is why I only have 2 mags standard. And because I don't tend to roll with a speed loader on the field in CQB unless I'm using the little squeezy ones, and I do that because you don't really want the whole let me stand there and wind on the field. Do you get what I'm saying? Maybe in the safe zone just to get the mags filled quickly again, especially with the M4 speed loader. It's amazing to make things quick and easy and fast. But on the field, CQB, you just kind of want to pull one out of the chest plate, slap it back in the chest plate, slam your mag back in, boom, on the field again. You kind of want to be quick and snappy, so it's why I only got 2 mags there, whereas I've got 3 mags here, and then on my bodysuit I've got 3 mags as well. So if I was out with this on the field, I'd standardly have 6 mags with me. And you might say that's too much, but I seen niggas roll with like 10-15 mags in a pouch, mags on their chest, mags on their side, mags on their belt. Like I've seen worse. I tend to go for that position of 6 mags, just because 6 mags gives me the ability that if I get into any sticky situations and can't reload for a second, I'm comfy, bruv. I got 6 mags, and we're talking about 130. This holds, I think it's 500 because it's a high cap, which means that when I really do I rarely use this one. This is like my backup of my backup of my backup. This is literally when, like I said, you get into that position where you're about to go and reload and you run into like 3 man. I've got a mag that holds 500. Let's go. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because all I've got to do is take cover, wind, and I'm back active with another 50 bullets. I think one thing I like about this one is from Spectre Arms. It's like it holds 500, but it allows you to, like, you see that spring. Once you set it to its full, you at least get, I think the most I've got out of it is 75, but the standard I tend to get before I have to wind again is about 50, which is really cool, because in them sticky situations, if you use your trigger wisely, 50 could wipe out 3 man with ease. I could probably do that with like 7 to 10 bullets depending on how close they are. Do you kind of get what I'm saying? But 50 gives you the ability to fuck about with them. Slap, duck, slap. It gives you the ability to play about with your opposition. So that's why I've got that, because that's like my backup of my backup of my backup. Then my standard usable mags are these bad boys. I can't remember the company that makes them. I believe they're Lancer Tactical. I came across these at one point and I was like, oh, they look so cool, and they come with a mag pool. And there was a mag pool I bought the other day that wouldn't fucking fit none of my other mags, not even the Spectre Arms. You kind of get what I'm saying? So what I had to do was basically find a mag that could fit that mag pool, so I could work out if this 3D printed mag that this guy did for me was any good. I tested it. It was alright, but it wasn't as good as Lancer Tactical's mag pools, which kind of showed me sometimes just go with the companies, because 3D printer guys ain't great at everything. Some things definitely, yeah, but some things they're just not good at. And to be fair, one thing I like about these mags is like they feel so good in the gun. They feel like real. Like, I'm not gonna lie, of all the mags I've used in this gun, they're probably the most you're gonna fuck about. Yeah, it's trying to fuck about today. So one thing I did clock, and I will say this, I've got a CNC hop up in this bad boy. Always check what mags you buy first, because like you're seeing with this, unless I hear that click, if you notice, it isn't in the gun. Now it's in the gun. But that's one thing I would say about the UTR. It's the chamber, like I just said to you earlier, it's not as compatible with any mags. And where this mag is Lancer Tactical and the gun is from Double Eagle, it's like I don't think it likes most other brands mags. Like the mag that came with it, it worked perfectly. Do you kind of get on? The mag that came with the double eagle honey badger worked perfectly. Like, that was one thing I would fucking say, worked perfectly. But the mag that came with this, I didn't, maybe they switched it in the shop before they sold it to me or whatnot, but it was shit. Like, I'm telling you, it was a high cap, but it was so fucking shit. It was like the shittest high cap I've come across. That's one thing I would say. The gun straight out of the box was amazing, but the high cap, oh my gosh, it was the shittest. I literally, I tried to shoot a couple rounds out of it, tried that for about 10 minutes, had no success, and I got so angry I ended up just chucking it in a drawer, and it's been there ever since. It's the shittest mag I've seen in fucking. And I'll probably have to show you guys it, because it might not even be double eagles. It might be, like I said, the shop sometimes they tamper with the mags and shit. But the mag that came from the honey badger, great. It worked in this gun so lovely, chamber wise. And same with this is a Spectre Arms mag. Chamber's perfectly fine. If you notice, it's stuck in there. It even has a bit of movement, and sometimes I like when the M4 guns have a bit of movement on the mag, because those tend to be the ones that you can get in and out pretty easy. If you know, it's locked in perfectly, and then when I want to release, it will release. One thing I like about some of these mags is they will drop, whereas this mag, for example, it doesn't. Well, yeah, it drops as well, so that's good. It's why I chose to use these mags in this gun, because I wanted that ability that, say I'm standing in a location and I'm planning to camp, I can just drop and then the next one goes in. I can just drop and then the next one goes in. I can just drop and then the next one goes in. You know what I'm trying to say? Next one goes in and I'm on them again. And you might be like, oh, why do you need that ability? Remember I said to you, I carry 3 on my chest, and I tend to carry these 2 in my mag pouch, and I'll have the 500 rounder. And with that ability, like I said, when I get into them sticky situations where I can't really necessarily move, do you see, I just have the ability to just drop a mag right in front of me, put the next one back in. Once I hear that click, I'm on him again. Once that mag's done, drop, next one goes in. Once I hear that click, I normally tend to pull the mag quickly before I have this process that I go through. I'd load the mag in, make sure I hear that click. If I haven't heard that click, I'm pulling the mag back out, and I'm making sure I hear that click, that final click. I tend to pull the mag, then I line back up, and then I'm back in again. It's one thing I like about this gun, because when it comes to drilling yourself as a shooter, or as somebody who is good on drills, like reload, shoot, mag switch, mag switch, mag switch, mag switch, like, if you want to really get good at that, one thing I would say, the UTR is probably the best gun I found that does that. Like, even the G&G, as much as I like the G&G because it's light, because of the weight of this gun, it's really nice because it's semi-real. It's like heavy enough to be realistic, but light enough that you're not killing your arms to death. Do you get what I'm saying? And because it's realistic, like the feel of the, like, one thing I will say about this is probably the most realistic replica of an M4 I bought. Even better than the Spectre Arms. Like, it's just so real feeling. You know what I'm saying? Anytime I have it, it just makes me excited. It makes me feel cool. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? But what have I done to this? So I've changed the motor to a less torque but more high speed, which means that I lose a bit of distance, but I kind of did that on purpose because I felt like the torque was good, because I had a high torque motor and low speed, but because I'm outdoors, I wanted a bit more like, I felt like I was getting killed in situations that I shouldn't have got killed in, and it was because people had high speed motors. Do you kind of get what I'm saying? So I thought, because I've got the longer barrel, they're not going to beat me on distance, like, especially if I'm within that 20-30 meter radius. You're fucked. You're genuinely fucked. Do you kind of get what I'm trying to say? And then I've got an electric trigger unit that's from them. I think it's the Kairifo 2 or whatever it's called, the Kesto version 2 or whatever. It's basically a Bluetooth trigger unit system, which allows me to switch my trigger from binary to burst to single shot, but I can also switch the sensitivity. So I think there's like 5 sensitivities. I can switch it through the app so that just gives me so much ability. And then it's currently connected with a battery, so I'll show you what I mean. Like, the trigger response, where this is an electric trigger unit, listen to the difference. And that's me shooting. Okay, yeah, it's letting me know the battery's low. And that's because I've been shooting it earlier. I went through a thing where I ended up changing the bucking, thought the bucking was gonna work, it didn't work, the flat bucking, so I ended up switching back to my original. But you just heard, and that's me shooting the gun on semi. That's because I've got it set up to binary. It's one thing I love about it. It's like there was a day, when was it? It was the last game I went to Mayhem. It was a day that they allowed us to use auto. The binary is so fucking functional, and this is no cap. Anyone who wants to challenge me, buy the Dex 556 and use it straight out of the box. You don't even have to do all the adjustments I did. Use it straight out of the box, but put on the binary. Challenge people on auto the whole day. I think I switched auto on once, used it for maybe 3 minutes, switched it back off, and we played easily about 10 games that day. Do you kind of get what I'm trying to say? So for me, it's like the gun really does speak for itself. Okay, I thought I was bugging. I was like, why is it still bright outside and it's 7 o'clock at night? Like, surely it should be dark. You know, you look outside and you're just like, there's something wrong with the time. I've got work tomorrow, but I'm just like, why is it still bright outside and it's 7 o'clock, like at night? But it's because it's heading into summer, that's why. But yeah, man, like, I'm not trying to cap. This is why this gun is my outdoor gun. I just feel like some would say, why didn't you just leave it straight standard, box standard? But I felt like, you know me, I don't like to have something that I can go on the field and see somebody else with. From the aesthetic on the gun to how I've set it up, like most people have this grip a bit further down. They have this grip normally, like all the people I've seen with this gun, they have the grip somewhere here. I've got mine at the front. I've also got a V grip. I'm probably the first person I've seen with a V grip style on this gun, and so close to the mag chamber. But again, I like that ability to feel like I'm in control of the rifle, especially because this has a slightly longer barrel. Most people don't put other aesthetic on it. I've put 2 bullets at the front. I just wanted to give it that realistic feel. I have used one of the clip units. I feel like that's really wise because I do use that with my sling, which again, this gun is so cool for that sake. It gives you the ability to sling at the back as well, right there. Lovely little tool and unit. I have the ability to run my stock mad out the back and run the rifle in like a very like sniper style mode, because look how long the gun is in that setting. But also have the ability to CQB it and have the gun very close to me. And like I just feel like anytime I take this gun out of its case, even if I don't shoot it, I look at it and I'm just like, this is what I was fucking trying to build in the beginning. You see, when I bought the G&G, this is essentially what I had in mind, but I just didn't understand airsoft enough. So it's something I would just recommend to anyone, because even the charging handle, like, it's so nice. Like, it looks so cool. I thought the G&G one looked cool, but look at that, it's thick, it's nice enough, it's big enough. It will only activate from the left hand side like a real one does. Do you get what I'm saying? It also, it didn't do this straight out of the box, so this is something to keep in mind. I had to upgrade to the CNC, and when I put the CNC hop up in there, then it started doing this function. So if I click that, it is functional, unlike the one on the G&G. And how that operates is, I'll show you. I mean, it's similar to what I showed you guys on the channel on the Spectre arm. So if you charge your handle, essentially what it's doing is opening your chamber, but it's keeping it back. So if you notice, my other hand's free. I'm not holding the charging handle, and the charging handle has made it back, and it keeps that chamber open, so it gives you ability to adjust your hop up, whatnot. And then you can literally just use this button on the side, because it is functional, and it will close itself, and then you can close that, which I just feel like, for me, it was a nice thing to have, just because it's my most realistic gun. And then because I added the long ass 363mm barrel, I needed something to kind of cover it, which is why I've got the tracer unit. And it's a similar thing, like the tracer unit's so fun and responsive that it's why I've kind of just left it as it is, standard black, because it's got that metal frame. I've done the adjustment to the inside, so I'll show you quickly. It's functional. Like, do you get what I'm trying to say? It's so functional. It's not, I feel like this one's not as good as the one that's on the G&G, because this was the Gen 1 that I built. Like I said, I ended up getting some flash hiders that were metal, that were really good. They were decent build, but just removed the internals. I bought some tracers that I felt was decent tracers. I think they were for, what were they for? Because they weren't for airsoft, they were for something else. I think they were for paintball guns or something like that. And then removed the internals, chucked away the external because the externals were like plastic, and then basically put the two together, put the metal flash hider. Yeah, I'd have to run a whole video where I show you guys how to do it. Maybe if you guys spend money, subscribe to the channel and spend money, I'll do it for Patreon, because I don't mind showing people how to build them. It's just I don't want to get robbed. Like, there's no point me showing people how to build something that took me time and ages to put together, and I built a Gen 3 one. It's not on none of my guns currently, but I built one because there's a gas gun that I'm trying to build. Yeah, there's essentially a gas gun I'm trying to build for CQB as well, which will go into my indoor outload and my indoor loadout, sorry, and it potentially at times may come outdoors, so you'll see it used with this gun. But yeah, I don't know what else to show you guys. Like, to be fair, there's like, obviously I've got my scope. I choose to use it on red dot setting. Like I said, I've got a V-style grip. Rarely use the scope, but I like to have it because sometimes just in gameplay it's nice to look at, you know, sometimes when you have the cross vision, so you've got the vision between, you can see on that side of the gun and see the area and your opposition in the field, but it's like half of your eye is seeing also down your scope, and because you can see the red dot, it's like without even thinking, from you turn the gun, you know if you're hitting your target. It's so interesting. It's kind of why I use it, even though I feel like the scope is probably like the most unnecessary thing on these guns, because I feel like more time we're looking on the outside at where the BB is going just to make sure the person's calling their shot. But I feel like on this gun I have seen its purpose, because the red dot, it just works. You can cross look at it, you're half looking at outside and inside the scope, so it's really cool. Like I said, because people know I believe in God, I kind of went for the Jesus aesthetic, so that's why you see me with the little Jesus head there, the cross. Again, something more on the comedic side, just to give a talking point, something fun. And then I've got one here that says, "I'll tell my dad," which again, I just wanted something funny, something to just give us something to laugh about. Do you gonna get what I'm saying? And then I've got one here which says, "Oh my God, I didn't say," no, that's not what I said. So again, another talking point, but this one's taken some damage. It has taken some damage, so I reckon eventually I'll take that one off. But again, just talking points, because I feel like, again, like people ask, "Right, so do you believe in God?" I'll be like, yeah, that's why I built this gun. Like, this gun to me, to a degree, is a representation that God is real. You might say, "Right, how are you linking God, the guns, and rare?" But you see, when I came into Airsoft, I had a lot of visions for what I wanted to achieve and how far I wanted to take it. And within the space of a year, I was able to build a channel that people wanted to subscribe, and companies were willing to send me shit. And then within the last 6 months, I've basically been able to build a channel that every site I go to, somebody kind of knows me, which is kind of refreshing, because I've managed to find a community that I kind of fit into, and it's something I really enjoy doing, and it's one of my biggest passions. I love guns. I actually love guns. Like, you might say that's a crazy thing to love, but it's my passion. That's what I like. So to be able to run around with replicas and shoot your friends and challenge other teams, and sometimes we win money. We go to little competitions, shooting competitions, and we're trying to organize something over the summer. Maybe by the end of the year, we'll see how budgets and stuff go, but we're trying to organize games where players can basically link up with us online, buy tickets, and we're bringing like different communities together. So say I've got 10 of my guys, and then there's 10 of you guys online that's like, "Oh, we would love to come down and see your guns and chill with you guys for the day." It's like you can buy a little daily subscription with us for, let's say, £30, where you come to that site for us, you get to chill with us, you get to eat with us, you get to, you know what I'm saying, like, even get the ability to come and check out our guns and all these things. And because it's quite a few of us that go, I feel like it would be nice, we can sell little day packages to you guys and stuff like that if you're interested. So if you guys feel like it's something you'd be into, let us know. But yeah, man, like, I don't feel like there's nothing else to show. Obviously I've made a couple addressments, that added grips, because again, this gun, I wanted a better feeling, like, so I went for the black grips just to match my front black grip. And then obviously I've got my side grips at the side there, just if I ever want to hold the barrel of the gun from the outside. So I have the number one position right here. Oh, no, the number one position's right here. This is why I've left this one here. When I want to tuck corners and have the gun close to me, then I've got my number 2 position round the barrel, which is why I've got these two, because they give me the ability that even sometimes when I need to just hold the gun chest, I have that ability to just, you know what I'm saying? And then I have my number 3 position, and then sometimes I do hold it by the mag, like say the mag's in, I might hold it down here, but it's very rare. You know what I'm saying? It's normally that number 2 position or that number 3 position. Those are my most usable positions in game. But yeah, man, that's the UTR. And I think I've told you everything I've done. So upgraded inner barrel, upgraded hop up, changed the bucking, changed the bucking knob, changed the mags, front grip, bullet aesthetic, tracer unit, sight, changed the motor, grips at the back, and then yeah, just the stickers. I think those are the main things. Oh yeah, and I put a bottom rail, because one thing that did annoy me was the gun didn't come with a bottom rail, and obviously the V grip wouldn't have gone on if I didn't have a bottom rail, so I had to create a bottom rail. If you notice, it doesn't even line up with their front rail, but that's a whole nother thing. I kind of wanted the gun to be unique to itself. Yeah, I'm saying one of a kind of thing. But yeah, man, and obviously you can see on the back I've got 3 clips, so this has at least been to 3 games. It's been to a bit more. I think there's one on the front, yeah, 4. But to be fair, I feel like there's about 4, maybe 3 or 4 games that this has been to that I ended up taking the clips off because I was doing adjustments to that part and the clip kept on dragging. I think there was a couple on here and a couple at the front, but when I was adjusting the gun, making the customs, I had to take it off because it was just causing me problems. So yeah, man, but yeah, like peeps, like thanks for being here with me. I tend to keep 2 batteries with this gun. Oh yeah, I didn't let you guys hear it on auto. Let's do that quickly. So let's see if the battery will give us semi again. So that's semi. You see how responsive that is, and I can do it faster. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really nice and it's really responsive. And then on auto, and like you can hear, you probably say to me, that don't sound like a UTR. It's because I've gone for the high speed motor, less torque, high speed motor. So I just get that bit more snappiness, where his UTR might push out 15 BBs a second, mine will push out maybe 19 a second. And I kind of went for that on purpose because when I built the GNG, like I said, the rates per second for mechanical gearbox was phenomenal. It was quite high. I was like, what the hell? So I had to kind of build something. I can't have my main gun be outdone by my cheaper gun. Like it would look kind of sad. Do you kind of get what I'm saying? So I kind of had to go for the high speed motor just to keep up with that gameplay. And to be fair, the high speed motor matched with the electric trigger and the binary on. You'll see from the footage anyway. Like you can check the channel and tell me any game I use this, I dominate. It's very rare I play with this. Well, tell a lie. Shipment. If I play with this in shipment, I'm gonna get dominated, and it's just because the barrel's too long for shipment. I find because of the way I play in shipment, shipment would be better suited to me using the GNG. But that's because it's my indoor gun. Whereas this anything outdoors, long distance, even things like shooting competitions, I will fuck shit up with this, I'm telling you. But yeah, and to be fair, it wasn't a mad expensive build. I've seen niggas build guns that cost 500, 600 pounds. This at most I probably spent what, 2 bills on a body. Let's say all in all probably 3.5, which for me I feel like that's good because I can't think of anything else to do to it. And if I'm to be honest, the only things I'd really want to change on this long term is inside the nozzle and inside the cylinder, because if those 2 things were upgraded, I reckon my FPS would jump by 30, making this a slight DMR gun, and it would be a bit more responsive and a bit more accurate. But for me, I want to wait till the gearbox breaks before I do something like that or is damaged. Do you know what I'm saying? Because why change it while it's the gun is so functional that, you see, when I take this to the gun shop, I'm always looking for upgrades. Trust me, a higher degree bucking or flat bucking or whatever it is. I'm telling you, everything I have bought in the last month for this gun, I've had to send back. It's pointless. It makes the gun more shit. Yeah, I'm saying the gun is in its best condition at the moment. And I would say one thing, and like I'll end on this point as well, because I did say I want to have a quick video, and we have now run into an hour and 9 minutes, which is a bit nuts. I didn't want to be filming that long. I did say 40 minutes or something, but at least I've given you guys a full lowdown, and you guys won't have to hear from me again. And obviously, yeah, I've got the little Mario aesthetic on there, and I've got the Glock aesthetic. I think I've showed you guys all this thing. It cocks back, even drops the mag. But I think I've showed you guys all of that anyway. And that's just me giving talking points, and I just wanted things that kind of match. Yeah, I'm saying I'm a Mario, like this was literally my childhood, like to the T. But yeah. And then I think in the other one I showed you what's in the box. Obviously you carry a battery box that houses 2 batteries, hop up adjustments. I've got bare little like backup parts just in case my hop up ever fucks up. Scope tools, scope cleaner, because obviously sometimes it gets dusty inside your scope. And then I've got adapters for if I need to charge, or if I want to run a different style battery that day, or you know what I'm saying. So, and then obviously I've got, like you would, barrel sock from Vulcan. So yeah, like what else do you need? And like I said, I've got 3 standing mags in here, and there's normally 3 on my chest plate. So
past actions, ish I had to do. If we unified, we overcome slavery. Many think it, I just say it, call it bravery. Young, progressive and black, you know they hate to see independent. I don't care what labels could pay a G. So much leng past my lung. Private company feeding us GMO foods, they wanting us trapped. My young boy just came home for a booting, that young nigga tapped. Can't be slipping when I'm puffing on a potent, silent but I stay strapped. Gave her wood, now she talking about family tree, you know it ain't that. Ain't got time for the bad bees, dog, I got money on mine. Watch my chain too long, have me nervous, I put money on your mind. The Cali be potent, that girl is a bogus, I can't risk my seed. My heart too low, took L's like fug. Big slime soon free. Had to drop cause the fans they keep asking. You drop trash, had the fans all laughing. Disappeared and I